Hello everyone, this is grade 6, module 4, lesson 34, problem set. The directions state, write and graph an inequality for each problem. So we'll start with number 1, at least 13. So I'm going to use a variable here, so the number has to be at least 13. So it means it can be 13 or more. So greater than or equal to 13, because x could be 13 or any number larger than 13. So if it can be 13, I'm going to go over to the 13 and I'm going to color it in, because a filled in circle means that it could equal 13. And then I'm going to show an arrow to show all the values that it could possibly be, and it can be anything greater than 13. And I don't have to stretch the whole length of the number line. Just by putting my arrow at the end tells me that it can go on, or it will go on, for as long as I need it to. So that's number 1. Let's take a look quick at 3. And 3 says, Chad will need at least 24 minutes to complete the 5K race. However, he wants to finish in under 30 minutes. So, he needs at least 24. And I'm going to use a C for this one to represent Chad. So he needs at least 24, but he might need more minutes. So, and the reason why I'm writing it this way, I could write it the other way. C is greater than or equal to 24, but I see that I have another number to put in here. And I always want to try to get it back to the variable. So C is greater than or equal to 24, meaning it could be 24 minutes, but he needs at least 24, so he might need something like 25. So C is going to be a little bit, it could be 24, it could be a little bit higher. But it also says he wants to finish in under 30, meaning it's got to be less than 30. And I could do it this way as well. So both of these are really correct. 30 is greater than C, which is greater than or equal to 24. Or we can go the other way, and 24 is less than or equal to C, which is less than 30. I tend to go to the top one more, because when I'm working on a number line, I'm working least to greatest, and this is set least to greatest, 24 and 30, and I know C is going to fall in between there somewhere, whereas this one is greatest to least. Still the same statement, though. So let's put this on the number line to the right. I know 24, C can equal 24, or it can be greater. And the reason why I fill it in is because it could equal 24, but it might not. Now, I can't put an arrow on the end of that because I see I have to stop before 30. So it could be 29 and something. So what I'm going to do is on 30, I'm going to put an open circle, meaning it can't equal 30, but because of the line here going back to the left from 30, it can be anything less than 30. So that's how my graph is going to look for number 3. Now let's take a look down to number 6. And I'll do this in a different color. A gym charges $30 per month plus $4 extra to swim at the pool, in the pool for an hour. Because a member has just $50 to spend at the gym each month, a member can swim at most 5 hours. So, at most 5 hours. This information up here really doesn't matter because we're talking about the amount of hours that somebody can swim. So, we know that they can't swim a negative set hours. They can't swim negative 1 hours. So 0 has to be one of our starting spots. And could somebody swim for 0 hours? Yeah, they could. and I'm going to use n for my variable. So they could swim 0 hours, or they could swim more. So that's why I have 0 is less than or equal to n, or I could do n is greater than or equal to 0, because they could swim for 0 hours, but they could also swim for more. My last statement here, at most 5, meaning the most they could swim is 5. They could swim exactly 5 or less. So if I put it down here, 5 hours or less. So with these two statements, it's showing me that a member could swim 0 hours based on this, or up to 5 or less. So there's my inequality. 0 is less than or equal to n, which is less than or equal to 5. And then I wrote the other side of it down here. And again, when I work on a number line, I like this one the best, so I can graph it in order. So I see that if I have a greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, I know that when I look at my number, I have to fill it in because it means n could equal 0. If I left it open, it means n can't equal 0. Now, n can equal 5 because of that equal to part at the bottom. Now, n is going to fit in between 0 and 5. It could be 5, it could be 0, it could be any number in between. So there's my graph for my inequality statement. I hope this helps, and good luck on your problem set.